Goose, Gaffs, Gooners, Gamers, Goners, Gazongas. It's your boys. I'm Iron Meta Frankie, and I'm here
And I'm
with.
Kirby DK10, baby.
This is Pod 63 of the Overkill Podcast. Big news. Big news. I think we're going to start with the Switch 2. I know we got a lot of yapping to do on the Switch 2.
Yes.
Um, I guess
We
first
got a
off,
ton of
the
news
big
with
story
yeah.
is release date this summer, right?
It's June 5th, I believe,
Uh-huh.
this summer coming out. Wasn't expecting it to be that early. I was expecting it to honestly be, um, latest December, earliest September, but still good that we're getting it early. I suspect they always like to release earlier in the year because um, I think they don't have as much competition in terms of like games. Whereas like if they release at the end of the year, they do have like competition with other companies. So I think that's why they do that. Um, yeah, we just got a ton of news from the Nintendo Direct that they had. March or April 2nd, I think, is when they did this.
We did, yeah.
To, yeah, to make sure. I think they might have wanted to do it April 1st, but
They
everyone
may
would have
have.
thought they were joking. So,
Yeah, I think they held
um,
back on purpose.
yeah, and we had a ton of games revealed. Um, Specifically, they showed off Mario Kart World,
Mm-hmm.
and me and Met we're big Mario Kart fans, or at least I am. So it's a good thing that we've
I love it.
finally got some more gameplay of it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it seems it is 24 players, like was shown off earlier. Your cart turns into um, like planes in this one. It looks like, and they turn into what do you call it? Like snowmobiles and boats, and you can ride on the water. So this seems to be their new gimmick. Instead of having like the anti-gravity stuff, it seems to be your cart transforms into different vehicles, which
Yes.
is very similar to Sonic Transformed, um, which I mean it's like literally a direct rip-off almost.
Yep.
As well as you can grind on rails on like the side of the tracks. Um, it looks like there's also some different power-ups. Like you can grab like a big sandwich and you turn into like different. You get like a different outfit. I don't know exactly what like the benefits are of this,
Hell
but
yeah, brother.
I'm sure more will be revealed. There also
Mm-hmm.
seems to be a Kamek item.
It reminds me a lot of
I don't know.
Diddy Kong. Oh gosh, Diddy Kong Racing.
Yeah. Another thing too is you can go into the open world and like travel around with your friends and take pictures. And the open world like has all the courses or like a couple of the courses on it. They seem to be a couple retro courses in the background. They only showed off the new courses so far. I think they're gonna kind of reveal the retro ones at a later date. But yeah, I mean, looks good. Hopefully, none of the retro courses are from Mario Kart Tour, but I suspect we're probably gonna get quite a bit of those. This game just
Unfortunately, we
gives
probably
me
will.
this game just gives me like Mario Kart Tour vibes. Well, there's definitely the Dino Jungle course from Mario Kart 3DS
Yeah.
or 7. They show off that one and it looks maybe Maple Treeway or something.
I'm
I'm
a little surprised they
trying to
kept
remember
it.
all the names. Yeah, but other than that, I mean, we can actually talk about the Switch too if we want, because I'm not too sure. I haven't seen too much of like the specs and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, so I know we're really excited about Mario Kart. I guess we can mention a few other games too. We probably don't want to talk about specs, but they have a Donkey Kong game. It's kind of like a 2D, 3D like combo game. I think it's all
Mm-hmm.
2D, but it only goes 3D whenever you're on certain track parts. There is a Metroid Prime Beyond game, which I assume is just extra content for the Metroid Prime that came out. Now, I don't know if you know this. There's Kirby Air Riders. Were you
No,
aware of
I
this?
didn't know this. No, bro.
Kirby Air Riders is
Now I
coming
gotta get it.
back. Kirby Air Riders is
Yeah.
coming back, and it's coming back hot. I know for you and me, that's fucking huge. And then there's a few other games. There's like this thing called like the Welcome Tour, which I think is like this strange exam thing, or yeah, it looks like a exam museum like game where you walk around and it like teaches you all about the different parts of the Switch and stuff. I don't know. I think that's like a default thing that comes with it. There's also this strange like basketball, like wheelchair basketball game. I don't know where you play as robots, but yeah, I think Air Ride and the Donkey Kong and the Mario Kart are our biggest releases. Moving on to what everyone really cares about, though, price. So far in the U.S., we have a MSRP of $450 for the console itself, and anywhere from 70 to, or sorry, I think it's 60 to 90 or $80 for digital games, and anywhere from they kind of gave us a general anywhere from like 60 to 90 for physical. They are charging $10 extra for the physical carts. At least that's their recommended MSRP.
Yeah, dude,
Which,
it's pretty brutal. You're almost
which,
paying, it's like set what, $600 for just the game and the console itself. I'm sure they might do like a thing where you can buy the game and the console for like 510 or something, like to where like you get like the regular price of what a game would be. Well, I guess now they're like 70, right? They raised them to 70, so maybe it would be like a 520. I'm not too sure, but
yeah.
I feel like they might try to like bundle games with the Switch 2 to maybe make the price a little less.
Well, and they very well probably will. We've seen it with the Switch 1, especially with making the special editions. I'm sure that's not going away either. Typically, the special editions, though, cost almost the price of the game. Like, if you remember, it would be like the Switch was like $350, and some of them just came with a game. But if it like came with the game and it was like the Animal Crossing or Smash Bros. One, it was a $400 console. So you basically kind of paid for the game anyways. I assume that'll still be a thing. Let me
It's
think.
pretty brutal.
I
I know
guess
a lot of my coworkers at work were like, no, I can't. They were like, they were just talking about like staying with, their original Switch, and I was like, yeah, that's fine. I mean, there's only gonna be, from what I understand, a couple of the games are still gonna be able to be played on the original Switch. They just won't be. They obviously won't be in 4K, right?
No. I guess we should get on the specs too, because that'll also determine willingness to buy. It is a LCD screen, which I think is what everybody wanted. Everybody wanted these features, and now they're going to complain about the price. But everyone wanted LCD, and it's 1080 while being played handheld, which everyone wanted.
It's also 120 FPS
120 FPS handheld. This is what everyone wanted, and now you're gonna pay. And then it's 4K plugged in. So, I think it's 4K 60. It might be 4K 30, but I'm almost certain it's 4K 60.
Yeah, I mean the game, like the graphics quality of the games, it's Nintendo, so they're gonna be like behind the generation. If I had to imagine, it'll probably be like the specs are probably similar to like launch, or like they're probably in between launch PS4 and like PS4 Pro.
Yeah.
So I think it will be able to do 4K 60 like the PS4 Pro, but the game like visuals are gonna look a lot more like the original base PlayStation 4. But we still we haven't seen too many of the games. But yeah.
We have not. It's kind of one of those things where we could speculate and we could talk shit all day. You know, we could do all kinds of dumb shit and see, you know, where it takes us. But really, there's only so much speculation before it just becomes making stuff up. I think, honestly, this is everything I wanted in a Switch, and I think I'm down to probably get one. I don't know if you're gonna get one.
Yeah, I was looking at trying to maybe get like a used Switch and then getting a Switch 2. But since the price is so expensive, I think since it can play the original Switch games, I'll probably just end up getting a Switch
I mean,
2.
I really don't think it's worth it to get an original Switch. You could always buy mine if you want, for real cheap, like $50 or something.
Based. Yeah, I might do that.
Because I really don't care. I just want the new Switch, so the old one doesn't matter to me. Let me see here. I guess staying with this theme, and this is a little political here, boys. You know how we've been liking this topic recently. Tariffs. Now, I heard a report, and I this hasn't been confirmed yet, that the Switch 2 is going to be delayed due to Trump's tariffs. Oh, it's on CNBC.
Well, the pre-orders.
At
The
least
pre-orders are going to be delayed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know you could pre-order it. Okay.
Yeah. So the pre-orders seem to be you can pre-order it on April 9th, which is in about 3 days. So we'll have to see exactly. I don't remember all the tariff numbers, but I don't think Japan had a crazy tariff tax.
Right. Well, and I think it's not. I was gonna.
Let's see.
Wait.
Oh, it's 24%, which baseline every country has like a 10% tax tariff. So, I mean, it is a little more than like the baseline, but it's not a crazy amount. I think China's was like 60 something, so I don't think it's that bad. Yeah, I mean, other than that, pre-orders being delayed, I think it's kind of cringe to pre-order anything.
I do too.
But especially with like how I think we're like out of the like silicon crisis of like 2020. So I mean, pre-ordering hardware I don't think is a crazy thing. I don't think it's crazy to do, but at this point I would just recommend not pre-ordering it.
No, and I don't know when it's actually going to be in stores. Do we actually have a date for that?
No, I don't think so.
No. So, I mean, I don't plan on getting it until July anyways. So, I mean, if the pre-orders are still up in July, maybe. But if not, I probably just wait until I can walk into like a Target and pick it up, or like a place that gives me a discount and pick it up. I don't see a reason to pre-order anything anymore. But yeah.
Yep.
This article that I found says the tariffs are going to affect also Sony and Xbox and all the other ones. Of course it will, because those are not made in the United States. Those are all made in China. I believe even the Switch is made in China. Even though it's from Japan, and Japan and China don't like each other. I'm pretty sure. Maybe not.
Wait, is it less expensive to ship a Switch to China, from China to Japan, and then from Japan to the U.S.? Because I wonder if Nintendo would do that. That'd be kind of funny.
Oh, they're made in Vietnam. Um,
Interesting.
they're made in Vietnam. Yeah, well, China and Japan got their own little beef going on. So yeah. Yeah. I mean, none of this is surprising. The cost of everything's going up. I would have guessed. My guess for the Switch 2 was always $500. There is something I do want to talk about, and wow, we're burning a lot of episode on this, but I like it. Um, I remember like 10 years ago when I was in my teens, I always said I would pay $70 to $100 for a game without microtransactions. Now, I didn't say without DLC. I like to distinguish, and I think DLC, where you buy more content, is much more acceptable of a practice, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think this is the case? Are you willing to pay if these Nintendo games have no microtransactions? Are you willing to pay the price?
Um, I am willing to pay at least $80 uh, for a Nintendo game. I mean, plus Nintendo really doesn't do any of the microtransactions. They've been much more on like the side of DLC, unless it comes to like free mobile games, which is much more. I think if a game's gonna be free, you have to expect it to have some sort of microtransaction system.
Of course.
So I kind of give them more leniency on that. Plus, like, I don't think not that many people play Nintendo uh, mobile games. Maybe like whenever they first launch, but I don't feel like there's a big market there.
Nah, I don't
Um,
believe so.
so yeah, I mean, I'm willing to pay like 90 or maybe even $100 if a game doesn't have DLC in it, and if the game is really good. I think the problem is like if you like bought, I don't know, like Battlefield 2042 without any like DLC or anything, any of the microtransactions, and it was $100. Yeah, I'd be pretty angry. It just
Yeah,
depends if like the game is really good or not.
this is true. This is true. Did you hear they're going to do they're doing the console exclusive Bloodborne 2 on Switch?
Really? Wait, Bloodborne is exclusive to Switch?
I believed it was.
Nope. Oh, well, dang. I forget. Was Bloodborne? There was only one, right? That's the new one, then.
That was the one on PlayStation 4. Yes,
Yeah.
a Switch 2 exclusive is Bloodborne 2. Bloodborne 2 is Switch 2 exclusive. It is called Dusk Bloods. Um,
Oh.
it is not exactly Dustborn, but it is essentially the Bloodborne sibling, if you will.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Well,
it's a
that makes
Switch
sense
2
because I remember I
exclusive.
remember all the old Dark Souls games came to Switch, and I was like, why?
Mm-hmm.
And they ran horribly, but I'm sure with this game, since it's being made for the Switch specifically, it'll probably be okay. But yeah, I mean, no surprise there.
Yeah, no surprise.
Um, I do think with like the Switch too, with the prices getting bumped up so high, I actually think I might go full digital only, and also the Switch. I think it's coming with like a 256 gigabyte SSD off the bat, and then you can add more storage on top of that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, I'm definitely thinking a lot of people are gonna go digital only now with the especially since it's 10 extra bucks on top of an extra $10
Yeah, that was
for
another thing I
games
wanted
now.
to talk
So
about. I know people like you and I have tried our best to hold on to the physical era, um, but there's been such a push by the console companies to cut out middlemen and to own the store. And then, of course, there's been a big shift from everyone going to consoles to PC. And then, of course, there's just the casual gamer who doesn't care. Like, if you were to ask Bob, who comes home from his 9 to 5, and gets his kids ready for bed, puts them to sleep, plays games for 30 minutes, and then goes to bed. Bob doesn't give a shit about physical games, most likely. And so I think only the hardcore gamers really cared, and I think, physical games haven't been real physical games, since the, 360 era?
Yeah,
Maybe if you're generous, you could.
even then, you had like day one DLC sometimes on 360 games.
Or just
So
day
even
one,
or
like,
like a
downloads.
patch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, the digital game is long gone. And I
for
think,
physical.
yeah, sorry, the physical game is long gone.
Yeah.
And the Switch has always been one of the worst offenders of this. But I mean, I know the Xbox and PlayStation have done it pretty badly, but I believe the Switch carts are like literally just a code now.
Mhm.
I might be crazy, but I'm like 99% sure it's just a code. Um, and the rest is on your console. Because the games that I have downloaded, they seem like full size games, even if I have the cart. But yeah.
Mm. Yeah.
Um. Yeah.
Well,
Well, that's
yeah,
sad.
I get well then yeah, also I wanted to say like PC gaming hasn't really been physical since like the 90s. Ever since like the early 2000s you've had like Steam or like
No.
later, I guess later 2000s, you know. Like after Steam came out, basically PC's been all digital. So, um
I would like to jump
yeah,
to a story too, since we were talking about From Software, and
sure.
I just wanted to jump to this one that says, you know, Miyazaki says that despite Elden Ring, Night Rain, and the Dust Bloods, From Software has not changed their focus from single player to multiplayer. They're still about single player. They are still about making hard boss battle games, and they do like the integration of the multiplayer stuff, but it's never going to become their focus, which I thought was pretty good.
Yeah,
Pretty good.
bro, watching gameplay for this Duskblood game is it looks so good.
Dude, doesn't it? Did you see the big
It
frog boss?
Yeah, bro. The big frog with like testicles.
Yeah. I'm hype. I'm all about it. I'm all about it.
Bro, I don't know.
Let's
Yeah.
let's see what
I
their
guess
survey
that's
says. So
it's a
40.
frog. It's supposed to be like the thing that it like puffs up
Oh,
anyways, but it looks a little like
yeah, a little
something else.
sussy sus. Dude, I'm excited. I'm excited for it. It looks like a great fucking game. I mean, they've always hit it out of the park with all their games. Um,
Yeah.
do we think uh there's a survey at the bottom of this page from Eurogamer, which I'm surprised has this much traction. Maybe it integrates Twitter votes. I'm not sure, but with 39,020 votes, we have the responses are 42% yes, I'm there on day one. 33% yes, but I'm waiting to hear more. 7 is I'm not sure. When's Pikmin 5? Which I guess that's a meme answer. And 18% with no thanks, it's not for me. So that's 25% say they don't care. Um, and 75% are all about it. So that's about what I expected. I think it's going to be a successful console. People can talk shit about the price. People can say this and that, but I think people wanted this. People wanted 4K, and they're going to get it.
Yeah. I don't doubt it's going to be a successful console, but I do want to say that there are some competitors to the Switch 2 this time around. Um, I think Sony released that like semi-portable thing. I can't remember what it was called, but they released
Uh,
that, and you also have the Steam Deck, which obviously I think is like its biggest competitor. But like
Easily.
pricing wise, Pricing wise, though, I think the Switch 2 and like feature wise is gonna be the best like bang for buck, just like the Switch 1 was.
Yeah.
Also, this is like the first time that Nintendo has made a direct sequel to one of their consoles.
Really? Wait, really? Wait, you're right.
Well, I guess the closest
What
thing
about
you
the Wii
had
U?
was the closest thing you had was the NES and the Super NES, and then yes, the Wii and the Wii U. But I would say they didn't have like, it wasn't the Wii 2, right? It
It
was the
was
Wii
not.
U. But this is like Switch 2. This is literally just like second one, you know? And I think they might have learned their lesson with like the Wii U, and they didn't want to be like, oh yeah, the Switch, you know, Switch or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But they didn't want people to get it confused with like, what is this, you know? So
Oh no,
yeah,
I'm
that's
all about it.
interesting.
I'm all about it. I think we should probably cover Donkey Kong Bonanza while we're here. I mean, unless
Yeah,
you really want to break
let's.
from the Switch, but
No, I think we'll just, this will be like the Switch 2 episode.
Mhm.
Because like whenever we first talked about it, we didn't really know too much, and like the games wise, we didn't know much. But with this new console, they're actually bringing back a Donkey Kong 3D game, which I know Meta is a huge fan
Oh
of,
yeah.
Donkey Kong 64, and this seems to be sort of a little bit of a different take on the Donkey Kong formula. There are some 2D sections. You, of course, ride in a minecart during some sections. You can also destroy like parts of the world and sort of like drill through parts of the world.
Yeah, I've
It
seen
does look
that.
very interesting.
You can kind of
Um,
punch your way through like the rocks and environment and like bash out pieces of rock. Like Donkey Kong is yoked in this. Um,
mhm.
I don't.
I don't know if we have a release date on it exactly.
Probably
I'm
not.
assuming it's gonna come either at launch or close thereafter. So,
Yeah.
uh,
I guess I would just like to say, because I've been a little bit behind ever since the original announcement of the Switch 2. Um, as I'm watching this gameplay, I'm really down for this game. It really does call back to 64 in a lot of ways. It seems like in a lot of ways it doesn't, but in that it does kind of seem to be kind of that open world game broken up by a bunch of subworlds. Um, this might sound really strange, but it actually reminds me more of like Odyssey. One with like the style, but also with the movement abilities. His role is really long. He has the ability to like surf on rocks and jump really high through barrels. He also has this little like gemstone on his back, little gemstone helper. I don't know. I'm just getting a lot of
ooh,
Odyssey vibes. Am I crazy on that or what?
yeah, I do get that the Odyssey vibes. It looks like whenever you collect the golden banana, you have like a little animation, and then the game saves.
Mm-hmm.
One thing too is it's obviously this game is focused on Donkey Kong, so there's not going to be Diddy Kong and Funky Kong and Lanky Kong and all the other ones.
Mm.
So I think in that aspect, yeah, it is going to be more like Odyssey, where it seems like you kind of like take control over like the rock. You know, it's kind of like similar in that way. Um, so we'll have to see. Also, another thing is this is using the Donkey Kong design from the movie, I believe, because he has like the black outlines around his eyes, as well as his
It
fur.
is.
It
Wow.
looks kind of interesting. His fur seems to be like a bunch of small textures
No wonder he looks so
with like
off.
all the same fur texture. I mean, I think it looks kind of cute.
It is
Um,
cute.
we'll
Um,
have to see more, but I'm down for this.
that's why it
This is
reminds me
definitely,
so much of Odyssey. Is the style is very cutesy. Um,
yeah.
Donkey Kong 64. This sounds really lame, but Donkey Kong 64 was kind of gritty. Um, in that like They didn't look very nice. A lot of the bad guys were like giant mean ass crocodiles and shit, and like bees that like mean mugged you. Which it looks like the bees are back. They look a little bit more scary, or a little bit more nicer this time. You
Oh,
also
we do have a release date on this one. It is July 17th.
okay. Oh, so they're expecting the Switch to be out by then. Okay. Um.
Yeah.
Well, good to
Oh,
know. Hey.
and the Metroid 4 Beyond. So that's finally Metroid 4 is finally coming out. That's what that is.
Ah.
They haven't had a release date on that, and then the Air Riders is Kirby's game. That looks like it doesn't have a release date either.
Okay.
So
So we're launching with Mario Kart. We are getting
and
Donkey
that's
Kong
it.
shortly after. Okay. I mean,
That's a
these
little
days.
rough.
Yeah, these days I'm
But
getting
I'll
old
to be
enough where, like, I don't know, that's probably enough game to keep me busy.
Yeah, that's true. I guess that's true. But like it's one thing too is you also have like the entirety of the Switch library, right? So
That's true.
like
There's a lot of games
for
I
me
haven't
if
played.
like I could probably get this like I could probably get the Switch 2 like launch day, get Mario Kart and then like play I want to go back and play Animal Crossing again. So maybe I'll start that up again.
Oh, me too.
But
You and me are thinking in the same vein. Yeah. Yeah. Well,
yeah, I
shit.
think that's about it.
I've
I
been
think that's about it
converted
for the
to the Switch 2. I guess you and I are going digital now. Is that the consensus? Or are we hanging on
yeah.
to
I
unlock
think
codes?
I think I'm going all digital.
I think so too. I think we've lost the battle at this point. I hate to report it, gamers. We've
Yeah.
lost the physical battle. It hasn't, no one's cared about our plight for a long time. Not to be a
Uh
downer.
yeah.
Well, it's true. It really is just an unlocked code now. It's kind of sad. Um. Well, which one you want to go? You want to do your story?
Yeah, I guess we'll do the kind of switch off to another family friendly topic.
Based.
Uh the Minecraft Happy Meals toy sorry, the Minecraft Happy Meal has come out and it's it's a promotion for the Minecraft movie. If you get any like drink, it has like the McDonald's logo and like a blocky thing, and it has like a bunch of bubbles around it. I thought that was kind of cool
That was kind of
for
cool.
the like cup. The meal consists of a Big Mac or a 10-piece chicken nugget with
Okay.
medium fries and a drink, and it comes with Nether Flame sauce, which is sort of
What
a
the fuck?
spicy and sweet sauce.
Okay.
And then it also comes with a little collectible item.
Oh.
And I believe the kids' toys have like the plastic stuff, and then I think if you get like the adult Happy Meal, you get like the plushy things. I'm not too
For the
sure.
mines. Urine for the mines. Okay.
Yes. Not gonna lie, I've been kind of tempted to get one of these because I'm like, yo,
Just to experience
poggers.
the nether flame.
Yeah.
Fine, dude. What the fuck is that? Is that the nether egg? Since when does it have such a happy little face? Huh?
No, that's Grimace.
Oh, okay. Why is he
That's
an egg?
Grimace at. I don't know. It
Okay.
looks like the Nether. It looks like the Ender
Oh
Dragon
yeah,
egg.
that's what
There
I
you go.
meant. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. Okay.
Yeah. I just kind of wanted to cover this because it's kind of a funny story.
It
I don't know how
is.
you feel about like
The ad is
the
cursed.
McDonald's, like the McDonald's collab. I think
This is
in the
nothing
Minecraft
new.
game, in the game, it would be cool if you could actually like pick these skins. I'm not too sure if like on Bedrock you can.
Maybe.
Yeah. I've been getting into Minecraft a little bit. I did play.
Oh, McDonald's Chica is scary. All right.
Yeah, they did come out with the preview. I believe April 2nd. They came out with a preview for the Bedrock edition, and I did get to kind of play around with it a little bit today before we did the podcast, and it is interesting. They had the Happy Ghast in there. I haven't been able to actually play with the Happy Ghast, but
Okay.
I did get to play around with the vibrant visuals, and yeah, I don't know. To me, they're not as good as like shaders, because with shaders, it feels like it's it's modded, so it feels like it's actually more integrated with the game. Whereas like the vibrant visuals, you can like edit how much bloom you want and like how good the shadows are and all this sort of stuff. But it also made the game look a lot more like the stuff far off in the distance was more blurry than like the stuff right up close, which I guess technically maybe is more realistic, but I don't know. It makes the game kind of more washed out. Plus, it is like still a work in progress, so I don't know. It could change, but so far, I don't think it's gonna be something I play a lot with it on.
Right. I saw you. I saw you playing a little bit of Minecraft. I guess you're back in it. Huh? You're back in the sauce.
Yeah.
Okay. Um. Yeah, I saw a little bit of those vibrant visuals. They kind of look like if you put shaders on, but then like didn't commit to the bit. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Um.
Also, I will say the Happy Ghast, from what I understand, it's gonna be definitely like a later game sort of thing. But it is really cool that you can have like a rideable platform, because that's gonna make building in the sky so much easier. I wonder. I would like to see if you could like maybe park the Ghast in a way where you can place blocks on the side of it.
He is really cute, by the way.
That would even make sky building even easier and way better. But we'll have to see.
Yeah, Can I just say something? If y'all don't see this, maybe we'll throw it in the thumbnail. This guy is fucking adorable. Okay, he is a big ghast. I don't think we've described him. He's a big ghast, and
But he's friendly.
You have essentially taken a big blue blanket and you've thrown it over his head so he's safe. And then he has like a little saddle with stirrups or straps on the side, kind of like a fighter, like a pilot's helmet, like an old leather pilot's helmet with little goggles. Oh, he's just so fucking cute. And he has a big old
Yes.
smile on his face.
And it's the first like quote unquote vehicle in Minecraft that you can have 4 people ride it. 4 on each side of the Ghast.
Damn, a 9-person vehicle?
No. It's 4 people.
Oh, one on each
for
side.
each. Like, yeah.
Yeah. He's essentially the first helicopter dude.
Yes.
He's fucking adorable as shit. Alright. Enough of that happy shit. No, I'm just kidding. That's cute.
Yeah. Back to the sad story.
Back to the sad shit about how expensive it all is and fucking shit games.
I need to go smoke a cigarette.
Dude, that might be the realest thing you've said. Let's see. I guess we'll move on. As we talked about last week, Ubisoft did some restructuring with Tencent. And one of their first changes was laying off Ubisoft Leamington. It's about 100 people in Newcastle. That is England.
Dang.
Ubisoft Leamington was originally known as Freestyle Games Limited from 2002 to 2017. still formed in England. They worked on games like B-Boy, Buzz, DJ Hero 2, Guitar Hero Live, Skylanders Battlecast, Call of Duty Online, Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, oof, Tom Clancy's The Division, and then in 2019 with Ubi, it appears Far Cry 5, Starlink. I've skipped a few of these games. Avatar, Frontiers of Pandora, Skulls and Bones, and most recently Star Wars Outlaws, which is kind of rough. I'm not surprised that this is a lower performing studio. They really gave them some fucking table scraps on this one.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal.
Do Far Cry 5, Star Wars Outlaws, and Starlink. I missed Starlink. Oh fuck. Oh yeah, they fucked this studio.
Oh wait,
Division
yes,
2
wait.
was probably their best game that Ubisoft gave them.
Yeah, that is kind of brutal.
Did you
also, I
pull
think
up
with
the
like,
wiki?
I think.
I have.
Well, no, I didn't do that, but I was looking into like specifically Assassin's Creed Shadows, and I do think that game might be underperforming.
It is,
you know,
for
just
sure.
it's it's another AC game, so I'm not surprised many people haven't bought it. Most people are like burnt out from it, and I don't know. It's just not. It's not impressive whenever you just do the same thing over and over again. So
No, it is not. Yeah. Well,
I'm surprised.
I'm not either. That's tough. It's sad. You hate to see it. I just honestly, it's getting harder and harder for me to feel bad for these fucking studios that keep making these woke ass shit games.
Well, you feel bad for the people, but obviously not the like higher ups making the decisions.
Yeah, I mean, I feel bad for the people, but yeah, you're right. For the higher ups, I don't know.
Based.
Yeah. Well, that was just a little addendum on our story last week. Real hype for the Switch. I had not looked into all of the games for it, but I'm glad that we've had an air ride announcement. That might actually be the hidden gem that I'm most excited for. We used to play hours and hours of running around the little open world bit in Air Ride for the GameCube. I don't think these days, you and I would have the attention span to do that, but yeah. Anyways,
Yeah.
I guess that's it for
I
the
think that's
pod.
about it for the podcast. It's been your boy Kirby DK10.
It's
Peace.
been your boy. Peace.